Neanderthals versus Homo sapiens. Who won? When we look back into the deep past of humanity, we enter a world where we were not alone. A world where another species of humans walked beside us. Strong, intelligent, skilled, and destined to disappear. This is the story of the Neanderthals, and the story of us. A story of survival, adaptation, and the silent battle for the future of the human world. Tens of thousands of years ago, long before cities, writing, or history, Europe and Western Asia were ruled by the Neanderthals. They had lived there for more than 200,000 years. They mastered fire, crafted tools, hunted giant beasts, and survived some of the coldest ages the Earth had ever known. Their bodies were powerful, their bones thick and strong, their muscles built for close-range combat against mammoths, bison, and terrifying predators. Neanderthals were not primitive. They were specialists in survival. And then, we arrived. Homo sapiens, our species, left Africa roughly between 60 and 70,000 years ago, carrying fire, art, and memory. We entered a land that was not empty, a land where another humanity already thrived. For a time, the two species met. They traded. They learned from one another. They even had children together. And to this day, almost every human outside of Africa carries a small percentage of Neanderthal DNA, a quiet reminder that they are still part of us. But coexistence did not last forever. Little by little, sapiens began to spread. We adapted quickly. We formed larger groups. We built wider social networks. Our communication was more flexible, our language more complex, and our ability to cooperate allowed us to outnumber our rivals. Neanderthals lived in small, isolated communities. Sapiens lived in larger, dynamic tribes, and in the harsh struggle for resources, food, shelter, safe territory, numbers mattered. Climate changed, ice advanced, forests disappeared, animals migrated, and the Neanderthals, who had survived so many winters, began to face challenges they had never encountered before. Their populations shrank, their groups became smaller and more vulnerable, and slowly, painfully, they were pushed toward extinction. But the end was not sudden. It was not a war. It was something quieter, a long erosion of possibilities. By the time the world entered the period we now call the Upper Paleolithic, the Neanderthals were fading. Their final traces appear around a time that today we would describe as 40,000 years ago. Sapiens did not just survive. We transformed the planet. We painted the first caves. We invented new tools. We spread across continents, from Europe to Asia, from Australia to the Americas. Where Neanderthals had stayed in one region for hundreds of thousands of years, sapiens became explorers, travelers, and dreamers. So, who won? The answer is not as simple as it seems. Neanderthals disappeared. But they did not lose. They live on inside us, in our DNA, in our immune systems, in the tiny genetic footprints that still shape how we look, how we respond to diseases, and even how we think. And sapiens? We became the last humans standing. We built civilizations. We created science, art, cities, and stories. We reached the moon. We unlocked the atom. We stare at the stars and wonder where we came from. In the end, the real victory was not power, not strength, not domination. The real victory was survival, adaptation, imagination. The Neanderthals shaped our past. Homo sapiens shaped the future, and together, both species created what we now call humanity. Because the story of the Neanderthals is not a story of defeat. It is a reminder that we were never alone, and that our origins are shared. When we look into the mirror of evolution, we do not see one species winning over another. We see a single flame passed across generations, a spark carried through time from them to us.